All those having business before the court draw near and shall be heard. God bless the great state of Ohio and this honorable court. You may be seated.
Good morning. Welcome to Lawrence County Municipal Court. I'm Judge Capper. Today is the 11th day of October. We have a lot of review hearings to do, so that's going to be the first order of business. Reviews for people who have orders to comply with. When your name's called, come up to the table to your right. If you don't get called, I think you should, go check in with the clerk. Call the reviews.
Jeanette Boyd, Leroy Campbell, Justin Casey, Andy Chapman, Jessica Christian, Aaron Cron, James Eastman, and Brian Kicks.
Jeanette Boyd is 2024-82. And it looks like, from my note, is you have to pay. I know you've been doing some community service toward your funds, but anything, there's some restitutions owed, so that obviously community service can't take care of that. So,
Your Honor, she came and talked to me this morning about it, and I explained everything.
okay. You understand that, and then
Yes, Your Honor.
do you have any payment you're making today?
I will Thursday.
Okay.
It'll
How much
be
are you gonna pay?
at least 50. Now that I know that it's restitution and I can't work it off, I'll actually I'm just going to try to pay it off as quick as possible.
Okay.
I did tell her we always take volunteers, but
Yeah. Is there any more township cleanup?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow is one. Okay, so anyone that has community service, or even if you have fine that you can work off, if you come out tomorrow, you get double credit. So you get 2 days for community service, so that'd be 12 hours, or if it's going on your fine, you'll get a $100 credit rather than $50 credit for working tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to make your next hearing November 15th. If you get it paid off by then, you don't have to come back. 9 o'clock, November 15th.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Justin Casey,
sir.
22-2460. He's at Southern Hope. That's a good report. So, and that's actually something you did on your own. You started that process on your own. Everything else looks to me to be finished, so I'm going to complete your case here and not give you another review date and consider it completed.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good luck with your treatment, and I think you're doing the right thing, and hope it goes well.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
Case is completed here. Aaron Cron, 19288. Okay, there's still community services done. You've got payments still owed, and I think some of this was restitution also. So, do you have a payment today?
Yeah, I'm gonna pay $20 today.
All right, see the clerk to make your payment. And I'm gonna, are you working, sir?
Yeah.
Mondays or Fridays? Does it matter?
It don't really matter.
Okay, actually I'm gonna set it on a Tuesday because next month, November the 11th is Veterans Day. That's a Monday, so I'm gonna set it for Tuesday, November 12th.
That'll work.
November 12th is your next hearing. See the clerk to make your payment.
Thank you.
You are. James Eastman, 23-1864, James Eastman, hasn't appeared and hasn't done anything on his case, so it'll be a warrant. Well, it looks to me like I'm going to move this. There's some indication this may have been set for the 23rd, is that a court date? No, it's not. There's a notation of October 23rd on here, so I don't know how that got on there somewhere.
Can you give me his case number again?
It's not my handwriting. 23/1864. The judgment entry says today, October the 11th, for review hearing.
Well, I also see he has a review hearing on 10/23.
Well, that's not a court date. That's not a proper court date.
Okay.
So I'll continue this to the 25th. If he hasn't appeared by then I'll issue a warrant. I won't issue a warrant today. The judgment entry is correct. Somehow I got the wrong date on the file and in the computer.
I wonder if that is a John date. It may be, you may end up having to see John, because that's about the time Johnson.
Okay. Brian Kitts, 22/24/78. Okay, community service done. Just have to pay on your fines. Do you have a payment?
Next week. I get paid next week.
How much are you gonna pay then?
Probably 25 or 50 bucks, one or two.
Okay, I'm going to set November 4th as your next hearing. November 4th, 9 o'clock is your next hearing. Leroy Campbell is here, and I got a report from RRS and you're here.
Yes, sir.
Here. As usual, that you're compliant. Can you make any payment on your funds today?
Yes, Your Honor, I have $50.
Okay. See the clerk and make your payment. Good progress on your report. Good
Thank
job
you.
on that.
Thank you.
And does it matter if it's Mondays or Fridays for you?
No, sir, it doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm going to make you November 12th also. That's a Tuesday.
Okay, thank you.
November 12th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jessica Christian is here. This is 18/11/48, 18/35/66, 19/255, 22/25/05. Okay, so you've got quite a bit of community service that hasn't been done, so we got to get that taken care of.
I thought I had 3 days. Do I have more than that?
Well, there's 14 hours. Okay, just 14 hours, so.
Okay.
But it's from an old case, so that
Okay.
needs to be taken care of.
Okay.
And you can get most of it done by being out tomorrow. Can you
Yeah,
come
that's what I
out
just
tomorrow?
heard.
Okay. Mr. Cooper's got you down for
Okay,
tomorrow, 7:30.
great.
Are you paying anything on your funds?
Yes, 50. I tried to pay before court, but I didn't get here in time.
Okay. See the clerk and make your payment, and I'll set you for November 12th also,
Okay, thank you.
9 o'clock. Andy Lee Chapman. Case number 24970, 24289, 24213.
Yeah, I think he's incarcerated.
He's in jail? Okay, I'll pass it till later. We'll look, see if he's on the jail list.
Chase Lewis, Bruce Hall, Mariah Hanna, Stephen Vickers, Timothy Salmons, Chastity Seckman, Gretchen Smith, Matthew Turner, Emily Walters.
Chase Lewis is 141065. Payment was made today.
Yes, Your Honor. I was here before and got it done.
Okay, that's good. Does it matter what day of the week your hearings are? November 12th then?
November 12th?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Tuesday, November 12th. 9 o'clock. We're getting close to being done. Bruce Hall, 24374. Okay, this is from your doctor, I take it, or?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this a chiropractor? This Dr. Roosh, is that a chiropractor? Or is that?
I'm working with him through workers' comp, primary doctor.
Okay, can you pay anything on your fines today?
I can pay it off, Your Honor.
Okay. When do you, it says you're working on some medical problem with your foot.
Yes, Your Honor.
When will you be able to do community service?
I'm not for certain, Your Honor. I'm supposed to go through recovery.
Okay, I'll give you a couple months then. We'll set it in December.
And I got one other question for you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
I'm living up there in Adams County. Is there any way I could possibly do the community service in another county or something and get the hours?
Yes, sir. Talk to Mr. Cooper about that, or we'll accept it from, if you want to do it at the court. I don't know if we've had any people work in Adams County, but some of the other surrounding counties we have. So if you can work out something in your home area that's a legitimate community service, we'll accept it.
All right, I appreciate it, Your Honor.
December 13th is going to be your next hearing. And if you have done some effort toward getting your case resolved by then, I'll let you appear by teleconference. If you want to, if you got a laptop or a smartphone, you can appear on the screen rather than drive in from Adams County.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. December 13th, 9 o'clock is your next hearing. Mariah Hanna,
What was that date again? 12/13?
12/13. Mariah Hanna is 24197. You've done some community service since you were here last.
Your Honor, if I may, the community services employee, the other 2 days got turned in today.
Okay. What about fine? Are you got anything to pay on fine?
$80 today, yeah. I wanted to go ahead and pay off probation and.
Okay. See the clerk to make your payment. Community service is done. We give you more time because this is a newer case, and if you get it completed in the next time frame, you don't have to come back. So let's go to the end of November. I'll set it for November 25th, the Monday before Thanksgiving. Get everything done before then, you don't have to be here.
Thanks, sir.
You're up. See the clerk make your payment. Stephen Vickers, 2414. Okay, you've got community service to do. When are you gonna come out and do some community service?
I was, we wanted to get our license reinstated. I got a letter from the DMV, it should be like the next couple of weeks, and I'll start doing it.
Okay, you can get double credit tomorrow. You can get here tomorrow. Where are you living now?
In Huntington.
Okay, well, it shouldn't be that hard to get over here.
I work tomorrow, actually, just got off work right before coming here, and I'll go back in tonight.
Are you paying anything on your fines today?
Yes,
What are you paying?
80.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to set you for November 22nd. If you finish everything before then, you don't have to be here. 9 o'clock, November 22nd.
Okay.
Chastity Settlement. 23,688, 689. She's at OVP.
She is still at the outpatient office. She has completed her MAT treatment and program, but she still is going there for medical services.
Is she getting screened here? Or?
Yes, and that has been compliant.
Okay. You've got community service and fines to pay too. How are we
Yes,
going to
sir.
take care of those?
I actually just got back to Huntington. I've been in Kentucky doing stuff, medical stuff. So I'm going to try to pay on the fine on the 20th when I have.
Okay. What about community service?
I haven't done any yet. I've got a lot of medical stuff that's been going on, which is no excuse. But I will, now that I'm back in Huntington, I will start doing it.
How about tomorrow?
I don't have anyone to watch my kid tomorrow. I
Okay.
will start doing it though.
Okay, I'm going to set you for November 15th is your next hearing. 9 o'clock, November 15th.
Thank you, Your
Gretchen
Honor.
Smith. Gretchen Smith, 22-1661, Gretchen Smith. Was called, did not appear. There'll be a bench warrant issued for failure to appear. Emily Walters, 24-196.
Your Honor, if I may, she turned in 2 other days of community service this morning also.
Okay, so that finishes you up on your community service. Can you make any payment on your fines?
Yes, $80.
How much?
80.
80, okay. See the clerk make that payment, so, and this is your first hearing, so I'm going to go further out for you too. I'm going to actually go into December for you, so I'm going to make it December 2nd. Finish it up by then, you don't have to be here.
Okay, thank you very much.
9 o'clock, December 2nd. Matthew Turner. 22-805, 22-474, 18-3631, 18-2463. And Mr. Turner, you owe community service and fines.
Mr. Turner's not here, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, you're not Mr. Turner. Okay. All right, Mr. Turner is not here, so there'll be warrants issued for failure to appear. Timothy Sammons. 16/20/49 and 23/193.
I think I have like 1 day of community service left, which I'm trying with the DUI class. Like 2 years ago, my brother died and I took an overdose and I was in a coma for like 2 weeks. And they said I was like going to be brain dead. And I came out and it did something to my brain. I'm like psychotic and I've had like psychotic breakdowns. So I'm trying to get Social Security. But I work at Dairy, I can work at Dairyville like 2 days a week, but I have that neuropathy and like real bad arthritis in my legs. I was gonna see if you can give me like maybe like December for the class. I'm trying to, I mean, I didn't know the medical card would pay for that.
It won't.
I don't understand why it wouldn't. It's crazy.
There is, sometimes they give scholarships at some of the programs, so you can talk to them about that, but, no, I don't think Medicaid pays for that.
But I have to work tomorrow because that parade. So I'm gonna do it next Saturday.
Okay, Mr. Cooper's got you down for that. Can you pay anything on your fines today?
I don't think I owe anything, do I?
Okay, let me check.
I paid the last $50 online, I'm pretty sure.
You're correct if you don't owe anything, just your community service and the dip school.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, been to jail, it don't bother me, but I don't want to go to jail for 3 days. So.
I don't really want you to go to jail either. It doesn't do any good.
No,
But that's the
because
only option I got. If people can't.
Yeah, I can't handle being around a bunch of people. I can't do it.
Okay, I'll set your next hearing for November 22nd.
At 9
9
o'clock?
o'clock. In,
You say 9 o'clock?
yes, sir, 9 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, Tom, what do you think of it?
Yeah, I can't, you can say it all, because it is conflict.
Right. So that finishes the reviews. Okay, that finished review hearings. We're going to start the arraignment hearings now. So anyone out in the hallway that's got an arraignment, missed a hearing, has a warrant, you need to come in for these hearings. Come in and have a seat.
Arraignment, I've been here, new cars.
The purpose of the arraignment hearings is to tell you what the charges are, tell you what the possible penalties are, take a plea, set bond. So when your name is called, come up to the table to the right where the previous people were, and you have, I'm going to explain your rights. You have a right to remain silent. So if you come up and start, and a lot of people do this, they come up and want to explain everything that happened and why they're here and why they shouldn't be here. Anything you say is all being recorded. Everything's being recorded. So if you admit something about your case, that can be used against you. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail. You have a right to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter guilty or no contest, please, you're waiving those rights. You should not waive your rights if you don't understand what's happening, if you don't know what to do, if you want to talk to a lawyer, if you want a trial. Any of those reasons, you should enter a not guilty plea. That's always the safest plea. You can always change it later after you talk to a lawyer or get more information. If you want to change your plea, you don't have to go to trial just because you entered a not guilty plea today. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Edgar Philippe. Case number TRD 242080 A and B. Edgar Philippe.
All right, Mr. Phillip
He checked in this morning, Your Honor.
has been called for, has not appeared. He was cited to be here this morning at 9 a.m. So there's going to be a capious issue for failure to appear.
State of Ohio versus Michael Miller, case number TRC 242113 A and B. Michael Miller.
Michael Miller was cited by the OSP to be here today. Was cited to be in court on October the 9th in Chesapeake Mayor's Court, it says. So I'll pass this as filed in the wrong court. Well, let's see. It looks like it was transferred. It was transferred from the mayor's court. But I don't see any indication. I have something from, appears to be the clerk of the Chesapeake Mayor's Court. With a bond amount. But I have no notification or no notice or proof of service that Mr. Miller was notified that he had to be in court here. So I'll pass it for proof of service. No warrant to be issued. So our clerk should get in touch with the clerk of the mayor's court to see if they have a proof of service.
State of Ohio versus Mark H. Balls, case number TRC 242082, A, B, and C.
Sir, are you Mark Hunter Boggs?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Boggs, it's alleged that on October the 5th at 1:28 a.m. in Union Township, you were operating a vehicle while you were under the influence of either alcohol, drugs, or some combination of those two. And it's alleged this would be the first time you've been charged with that offense. So,
Yes, sir.
on a first offense, the maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, 3-year license suspension. So that's the most the court can impose if you're found guilty. There is a minimum, so the least you can get if you're found guilty is 3 days in a treatment program, $375 fine, and a 6-month license suspension. You understand those possible penalties?
Yes, sir.
The state's also alleging that you refuse to take any tests.
Yes, sir.
You're also charged with driving 68 miles an hour in a 55-mile-an-hour zone. That's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. There's no jail time. You're also charged with driving with expired plates. That's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. So those are the 3 charges. Do you understand the 3 charges?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the rights I explained defendants have?
Yes, sir.
Any questions before you enter a plea?
No, sir.
What plea do you wish to enter?
On the tags and stuff, I'm guilty of that. On the driving OVI, I'm not guilty.
Okay, let's just enter a not guilty plea to everything.
Yes, sir.
Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Do you work? Do you have a job?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I'm a union millwright.
Okay. I have to determine your gross annual income. Are you working on a consistent basis now?
It's just seasonal, sir.
Do you file income? I have to determine your gross annual income. So do you file an income tax return each year?
Yes, sir.
You know what your gross annual income is?
I do not have the number right now, sir. Probably on.
Do you have any dependents?
Yes, sir.
Children?
Yes, sir.
How many?
2.
Okay, is your income more or less than 40,000?
More.
Okay, how much more do you think it is?
It's hard to answer that, sir. It just depends what jobs come up. Like, if I can work at, like, right now I'm working in Gallup Police, and I bring home like $1,000 a week, but I spend $250, probably $200 a week in gas. But I can go work out of state, and I can make $3,500 a week, but hotel expenses and stuff. I mean, it's just hard to tell you a correct answer, sir.
Okay. And are you married?
Yes, sir.
Your spouse work also?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
Okay. Well, do you have an income tax, did you file an income tax return for 23?
Yeah.
Should have
I file
already-
taxes every year, sir.
Yeah. So at this point, it sounds like you are making more than what I can appoint a lawyer for, but if you want to bring me in your income tax returns, I may reconsider that if you show me what your annual income
Yes, sir.
is.
That'll be fine.
I'm going to set a pretrial for you, and the other thing you could do, well, this is a refusal, so there's not going to be any tests. We have what we have. I'm going to set your next hearing. Your work schedule is Monday through Friday, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's a Monday or Friday when you come back. I'm going to set it for November 4th.
Oh, yeah. Can you tell me, like, the status of my license? That I got kind of confused when
Well, your license is suspended.
yeah, I've been having people drive me, so I just want to make sure that, is there any way I can get a license, just get back to working, back and forth to work, please?
You could, there's an automatic license suspension that goes in effect whenever you refuse to take tests.
I didn't know all this at the time.
State Highway Patrol notifies the BMV, they're going to issue an automatic license suspension, so that's in effect now.
Yes, sir.
There could be some grounds for setting that aside, but you really would need a lawyer to file a motion to ask the court to do that.
Okay.
So then, and it would be an exception, not the general rule.
Yes,
So,
sir.
I'll set your next hearing for November 4th as a pretrial. If you want me to reconsider on the attorney issue before then, you can come in to a court date and bring your tax returns and I'll take a look at it.
Okay.
I'm going to let you sign a signature bond of $1,500. So what that means is you're signing, this piece of paper you're signing just says, I promise to come to court. If I don't come, I will pay $1,500 as a penalty, plus you get a warrant.
I'll be here, sir.
Yeah, just come to court and you won't have to post any money.
Okay.
Any questions, Mr. Boggs?
No, November 4th at 9, sir.
November 4th at 10 o'clock.
10?
Yes, sir. Is your next hearing. Okay, that's all. You're free to go.
Thank you, Ben.
I told him to move on to $50.
Okay, on Andy Chapman, I'm gonna, he is in custody, but he's out of the county in custody, so they'll have him back for a hearing on the 15th. So I'll continue his case to October 15th for a review hearing. You need the case number?
Yes, please.
24-289, 24-970, 24-780, 24-213, October 15th, for reviews on all those.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Kilgore, case number TRD 122852.
Okay, this is on an older case for a warrant for failure to appear. Are you
Yes.
Christopher Kilgore?
Yes.
Mr. Kilgore, it's alleged that you missed a hearing back in December 2nd of 2016, and a warrant got issued then. It was on a driving under suspension.
Right.
Do you admit or deny you missed that hearing?
Yes, I did.
Do you have an explanation?
Yeah, I've battled with drug addiction and alcoholism for 20-plus years. Last February, I went to Recovery Point in Parkersburg, completed it this last July. Have 20 months sober coming up on Monday. I work all the time now. I went to go and pay all my fines off, and they told me you don't take a card, so I was going to pay that off after court.
Okay. Well, congratulations on your recovery, and where are you working now?
Wing Corps. I live in Parkersburg now.
Okay.
So I work at Wing Corps as a sawyer.
All right, so this, I think that's part of the process, is taking care of your past issues. So
That's what I'm
you're gonna
trying
be
to
able to
do.
pay all this off?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's ATMs not that far away. Go get some money, come back. Court's open till 4, pay it off. Just in case that doesn't happen, because believe it or not, I have people tell me stuff in the courtroom that they don't do. They say they're gonna do things and then they don't do them. So I'm just gonna give you another, I'll withdraw the warrant since you came in on your own.
Okay.
Warrant's withdrawn. I'll give you another hearing date, November 12th. So if things don't work out and you can't pay it, show up on November 12th, and I don't issue warrants for people as long as they're making an effort to get things resolved. But if you do pay it off, you don't have to be here.
Okay.
November 12th, 9 o'clock will be your next hearing. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming in and taking care of it.
State of Ohio versus Robert E. Hensley, case number CRB 23324, CRA 21345, CRB 21346, CRB 21222.
Okay, Robert Hensley is at RRS. And just started there fairly recently.
Yes, Your Honor, and I found out he had a warrant, so I wanted to get it addressed.
Okay, thank you for bringing him in. So what I'll do, I'll withdraw the warrant that had been issued on missing these cases previously. And it looks like he was in treatment before and he had left treatment, so are you committed to do it? You must recognize that you need to do it because you turned yourself in, right? To start treatment.
I need help, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'll withdraw the warrant. I encourage you to complete treatment. I'll give you another review hearing date. November 12th will be your next review hearing, 9 o'clock. And, you know, I want to see you get in recovery, and I encourage that. Encourage you to do well, and I'll work with you to make that happen. You still have to take care of the other stuff that you had before. It's not a get out of jail free card in the sense that you don't have to do any of the stuff that you were ordered to do previously, but you getting in recovery needs to be the #1 priority. So we'll make it that, and we'll work with you on the other stuff when we can get it done.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay? We'll see you in a month, November 12th, the next hearing, 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Edgar Philippe or Philip, case number TRD 242080 A and B.
All right, this was the arraignment that was called before. And how do you pronounce your last name, sir?
Philip?
Philip, okay. The assignment. And you're Edgar?
Yes, sir.
It's alleged, sir, that on October the 6th at 4:54 p.m. in Perry Township, you were driving a vehicle without a license and that you were driving 69 miles an hour in 55 zone. The no operator's license is a unclassified misdemeanor, maximum penalty 500 hours community service, $1,000 fine, and the speeding offense is a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine. Do you understand these charges?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to them?
Guilty.
Guilty means you're admitting it's true. You understand that? The officer says, I observed a silver car traveling over speed limit, checked speed at 69 to 55, stopped the defendant, and he did not have a driver's license. Have you ever had a driver's license?
No, sir.
And you're living in Huntington?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to get it? Is there any reason you can't get a driver's license?
I'm in the process.
Okay. Well, here's what I typically do on these, because I want to encourage people to get their driver's license. If you'll get your driver's license, I'll just give you a fine. If you're not going to get a driver's license, I'm going to give you a fine and community service to do. So if you want to come back in the future at some point, a reasonable period of time, and show me you got a driver's license, then I'll just give you a fine.
Okay.
Is that what you want to do, or do you want to just go ahead and do the community service?
I'll do the community service.
Okay. Anything you want to tell me about this?
No, sir.
Okay, on the no operator's license then, I'm going to impose a $150 fine, order you to pay court costs. I'm going to give you 18 hours of community service. That's 3 days, 18 hours of community service. We have a community service program here at the court, so you can do it here any day but Sunday at 7:30 a.m. And actually, you come out tomorrow, you get 2 days credit for doing 1 day tomorrow, because it's a cleanup day.
Okay.
And I'll do level 5 probation on that
Okay.
with a review hearing April the 7th of next year. So if you don't have it done by April 7th, you gotta show up. The only way you could go to jail on this is gonna be non-jailable. If you blow it off, don't come to your hearing, then there'll be a warrant issue because you didn't do anything, you didn't come to your hearing. Just take care of it, and you'll never see any kind of jail time.
Okay.
And then on the speed offense, I'll impose a $30 fine. So, Mr. Major's gonna be your probation officer. His office, when you go out in the lobby through the double doors here at the back of the courtroom, make a 90-degree left turn to the west side of the building. That counter there is probation. Go talk to the guy there. He'll give you some paperwork, then you're free to go.
What's his name again?
Major, Mr. Major.
Okay.
Any questions, Mr. Phillip?
You said I return back on April?
Well, yeah, April, if you haven't finished. If you get everything finished, you don't have to show up. Those hearings are just to make sure people do what they're ordered to do.
Okay.
So if you get it done, you don't even come to that hearing.
Okay.
And Mr. Major he'll be your contact person with the courts. If you've got questions about your community service or what you need to do, or if it's finished, talk with him, call him, and talk to him about it.
Okay.
You can go talk to him now before you leave.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Michael Miller. Case number TRC 242113 A and B.
Answer your Michael Miller.
Yes.
Okay, so you did get notice to be here today because I called it previously.
Yes, correct.
All right, this is an arraignment, and I don't know, were you here when I explained the rights of defendants?
No, I just got here at 10 o'clock.
Okay, you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything, but whatever you do say is all on the record, so it's all being recorded. If you admit something about your case, the prosecutor sitting right there, if he hears it, he could use it against you. Admissions are a big deal in the law. When you admit something out of your mouth, it's pretty hard to go back on it and say, no, that really didn't happen, what I just said.
Okay, I got you.
You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed. If you can't afford one, you have a right to have bail and to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so now we're going to go over the charges, so you understand those.
Yes.
The state's alleging that in the village of Chesapeake, on September 21st of this year at 2:53 a.m., you were driving a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol. And it's alleged that this would be your second offense within a look-back period. You're alleging it was a second offense and that you had a test score of 21. So both of those are significant, and the reason is both raise the penalties. So a second offense, the maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,625 fine, and a 5-year license suspension. And the vehicle can be impounded for a period of 90 days if it was titled to you on a second offense. The minimum penalty on a second offense is with a test score of 21, because 21 is considered a high test score. Anything above 17 is considered high. The per se level under Ohio law is 0.8, so let's just drop the decimal points. So we'll say 8. If you test 8 or higher on a breath test, and the state shows compliance with or the village in this case, the village shows compliance with the rules for giving the test, there can be a presumption that you were impaired because you tested 8 or higher. They're saying you tested 21. So and 17 is considered a high test. So anything above 17, a high test doubles the minimum jail time. So on a second offense, it's 10 days in jail, but if you test 17 or higher, it's 20 days in jail. So 20 days in jail, $525 fine is the minimum, and a 1-year license suspension is the minimum. So pretty significant possible penalties on this offense. Also, the state's alleging that you were driving under an OVI suspension. So a conviction for an alcohol or drug-related impaired driving offense. Previously, you were still under suspension for that. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine, and it also has a minimum penalty. So the minimum penalty you can get if the state convicts you of this is 3 days in jail and a $250 fine. Do you understand the charges?
Yes.
And the state is alleging that this vehicle was titled to you, so the impoundment would apply. The vehicle would have to be impounded if you're convicted. How do you wish to plead to these charges?
As of today, not guilty.
Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes.
Are you working?
Yes, I start today at 5 p.m.
Okay, what are you going to be doing?
I got my old gas station job back because I had to resign from my old job because my car was impounded.
Okay, so you're going to be getting paid by the hour, I assume?
Yes.
How much per hour?
$10.75 an hour.
Okay, you're eligible for court-appointed counsel then at that level of pay. So I'm going to appoint Mr. Stratton to represent you.
Hello. How are you?
Not guilty. Not guilty plea is entered.
My probation officer as well. Not to pay any supervision.
It looks like to me, because your paperwork was transferred here from Chesapeake Mayor's Court.
Yes.
Did they charge you a $150 bond?
Yes, I already done paid that.
Okay, and I've got that in the file, so I'll allow that bond to stand. So your bonds continue that you posted. We have a test score, so we don't have to wait on that. I'm looking, Mr. Stratton, I could do November the 4th is not bad.
That first week of November.
That's not good for you?
Not good for me.
Okay, the 12th or 15th of November is good.
November 12th will be fine, right?
Okay. November 12th will be the next hearing. It'll be a pretrial at 10 o'clock.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll step outside.
Okay.
Mr. Stratton, I'm getting ready to call another case of yours.
Okay. I'll be right on.
State of Ohio versus Michael L. Kelly Jr., case number CRB 24437.
Michael Tilley Jr. This was on the docket from my notes. Monday, and it appears Mr. Tilley was not here then. So a warrant was issued, and it looks like he has a bond up with Mr. Sowers.
Yeah, Mr. Sowers, I believe, got a hold of you. Yeah. Your Honor, this is set for a bond forfeiture on 10/28. Maybe we could make that into a pretrial on the 28th.
Does he have, the one thing we were looking for on...
Letter from Mahajan.
Yes.
Do you have a letter from Mahajan?
I asked them to write a letter, or send some type of letter, I don't know if they did. You ain't got it?
You do not have a letter in the file, I don't
I do
believe.
not.
Would you
Okay.
like me to call them real quick?
Maybe we can
Want to
have one.
recall?
He's got plenty of clients, he's very forgetful over there.
Okay, let's recall it and see if we can at least get some verbal.
Yes. All right, call it later.
Case will be recalled later in the docket.
State of Ohio versus Jason R. McClure, case number CR 1342.
Thanks, sir.
This also was Mr. Sowers' bond.
Yes, sir.
Assume he contacted you?
I think he spoke to my dad, that's what they were out there freaking. I wrote down on my little slip, I guess the wrong date, or I wouldn't have missed it.
Okay.
That's what Mr. Majors was telling me.
Okay, are you, what's going on with you now? You've got some fines to pay.
Yeah, that's what you told me last time. As soon as I get it paid off, I'll be completely finished.
And I gave you a screen last time,
Yes, sir.
and it was negative. Okay, so you pay anything today on your...
No, sir, but I could come in next Friday and pay at least half of it. Because it's like $300 if I'm correct.
You can get $100 off if you work tomorrow at community service,
I can do that. What time would I have to be here?
7:30.
7:30. Yes, sir, I can do
Double
that.
credit for tomorrow.
That'd help me a lot.
Okay, I'm going to cancel the more action should be on the sentencing document.
I'll put him on the second, let's put it in as a second.
We'll make it a sentencing for November 12th, so I'll give you another month. If you get it finished by then, you don't have to come back. And you can work off, I'll let you work off your fine. You can do extra community service to work it off.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
November the 12th, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
November 12th, 9 o'clock, your next hearing.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus John O. Turman, case number CRB 24659.
John Turner.
You are John Turman?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Turman, it's alleged that on October the 10th, in Mason Township, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Aaron Atkins, who's a member of your household or family. So that's a domestic violence charge that's been filed. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. You understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
You understand your rights?
I do.
How you plead?
No contest.
If you enter a no contest plea, what you're telling me is I don't want to fight this, I'm not admitting it's true, I'm not fighting it. If you think what the state says it has as evidence is enough to convict me, you can find me guilty without a trial and a lawyer. Now, one thing you need to understand about domestic violence, it's one of the, there's a lot of charges that you can get expunged from your record. This is not one of them. This is one of the charges that goes on your record and stays on your record, like an OVI, driving under the influence.
Yeah.
It goes on your record, it stays there, and it also enhances, if you get another one down the road, you'll get a bigger penalty because you had this one. So it's cumulative. So I want to make sure you understand that if you get a conviction on this.
No, is it for verbal domestic? Because that's what I was charged for.
It says knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Aaron Atkins. So you're saying you either did or you tried to.
Yeah, I'm not guilty.
You want to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes.
Do you have a job?
Yes.
What do you do?
I work for Amazon.
I didn't
I
understand.
work for Amazon.
Amazon, okay. Are you paid by the hour?
Yes.
How much per hour?
$15.75.
$15.75? How many hours a week?
40.
Do you have dependents?
No, no children.
So I'm getting you're making about $33,000 a year gross.
No.
$32,760 actually, so I just rounded it off.
Oh, before tax, yeah.
If you work a full year. I have to answer to the Ohio Supreme Court, and they set up this schedule of income. So it goes totally in your gross income. It doesn't matter if you got a boat payment, a car payment, 3 ex-wives, it doesn't matter. It's just what your gross income is. So I'm showing you're about almost $33,000 a year. Is that correct?
Not yearly, no. I don't, it's like 28. I'm more 28.
Okay, well, even at 28, you would be more than what for a single person I can appoint a lawyer for. So you have to hire your own lawyer. I will set it for a pretrial. Is there a protection order requested here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is Aaron here today, Aaron Atkins? No? Okay, so are you separated now?
I tried to, yes.
Okay, you're not living together.
As of yesterday, last night, no.
Okay,
got
so I'm going to order, my main goal is there not be anything else alleged to happen.
Yeah,
So I'm going to
not-
order you stay away from her, at least for now. So you don't go around her, contact her, post anything about her.
Will I be able to go get my stuff, or have anybody go get my stuff?
You won't be able to go get your stuff, but if you got, if you got some sort of intermediary, some person that can be a go-between and go get your stuff,
Yeah.
that's fine, but you can't go get it. But I don't want there to be a big blow up and somebody get hurt, so you gotta stay away,
Yeah,
okay? If you're worried about getting your stuff, we can come back sooner than later and discuss that issue at the next hearing. She's not here today, obviously.
And one more time, can you tell me what my charges are?
Domestic violence.
And it's not M for domestic violence, it's just domestic?
I know on the bond they put M for domestic violence, but they charge you with M1, the most serious misdemeanor, domestic violence. That guy right there. He's the
that's
one,
what you showed
I don't decide that.
Okay.
Not my call.
That's fine, yeah, I'm not pleading.
I don't file the charges. The prosecutor files the charges. So they charge you with the more serious variety of domestic violence.
For verbal, yeah, I won't plead to that.
So, we can come back in a week. You want to come back next Friday? If you're concerned about getting your stuff, and I can have them have her here or be in touch with her so we can know what her position is on it.
And if I plead just guilty to get it over with, because I don't, just
That's
don't
not a
want
good, this is a very serious charge. It's not, getting it over with is not a good idea. That's not a good idea to plead guilty, because it's going to follow you the rest of your life. As I said, it's on your record, it's not going away. You can't expunge it. It's going to be there from now on. And if you got another one, even if it's with a different person, it could be a felony then. That means prison, potential prison time. So this is real. This is serious stuff. So don't plead guilty just to get it over with.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Let's come back in a week, the 18th. That's going to be your first hearing.
Okay.
So if you can get a lawyer, it'd be a good idea to have a lawyer here. If not, you need to be here. At least we'll get some idea of whether she agrees to give you some of your stuff back and She may come in and say she doesn't want a protection order, I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Over words, it's crazy.
October the 18th, 10 o'clock is your next hearing, and you got a bond up, so your bond's continued.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, sir. No, you're
Okay, that's all. Be back in a week at 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus McCallan Wells, case number CR 24657. McCallan Wells.
Well, I'm married, but they have me as Hanshaw.
The bond says Hanshaw, but the charges are Wells.
Because my, put in here is Hanshaw.
What is your correct last name, ma'am?
I'm married, so it's Wells.
Wells, okay.
It says Hanshaw.
On the bond it says Hanshaw, but the charges are Wells.
Can I just put a note again as well?
It needs to be amended in the computer. The charges are actually correct, so I don't know how it got in the computer that way. So they look at the bond and look at the charges. Okay, so you're McCallan Wells.
Yes.
Ms. Wells, you got two charges, 657A and B. The A, and they're both endangering children. So it's two counts alleging that on October the 8th of this year in Fayette Township, you were the parent, guardian, or custodian of minor children, two of them, that you caused a substantial risk to their health or safety by violating a duty of care and support for them. And it looks like the allegation is these children were in a vehicle with you with an intoxicated driver. And I think there may be an allegation from the affidavit that you also were intoxicated with these minor children in the vehicle. So this is a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Do you want a lawyer appointed?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job?
No.
No income?
No.
Now, your co-defendant, what's his name?
Trenton Wells.
Trenton. I did his arraignment by teleconference from the jail previously, and I appointed a lawyer, do you know? So I can't appoint the same lawyer.
Can you have one, please? It's on the front of the...
Can we look it up? It should be on the
What was his name?
Trenton Wells. I don't have it listed. Do any of the lawyers remember being appointed for Trenton Wells?
Was it Judge?
Is it you, Mr. Morford?
Mr. Morford.
Okay, Mr. Morford is the attorney, so he can't do this case. I'll appoint Mr. Smith to represent you, ma'am. Tyler Smith. She has a bond up.
Okay.
So that's continued. And I'm sure we'll want to appoint or set the same date for Trenton's. Is he still in custody, Mr. Morford? Do you know? I think he is, isn't he?
Judge, I haven't talked to him today. I've talked to Mr. Hill, but I haven't had a chance to talk to him.
Do you know, ma'am, if he's still in jail?
Yeah, he is.
He's still in jail. So we'll need to set it sooner than later. How about, I think Mr. Morford, you're here on the 15th.
Yes, Judge.
What about you, Mr. Smith?
It's
That's Tuesday coming up.
Yes, I can be here. I think I'm here already anyway, so.
let's set this then for, because I think he'll probably still be in jail.
Okay.
Set it for the 15th for a pretrial at 10 o'clock. Her bonds continued, not guilty pleas in it.
That's all the amendments we get, right?
Okay, we're starting pretrials. We need lawyers and their clients to have pretrials in the courtroom.
State of Ohio versus Colby Brown, case number CRB 24612.
It's Mr. Smith's case, set for pretrial, Colby Brown.
There's a cross-filing on this, Your Honor.
What's the name on that?
It's the other person.
Victoria Wright, Your Honor.
Victoria
Wright.
Wright. Strategy.
She's not on our docket today.
Yes, she is. Victoria?
Basis.
Oh, Victoria, right.
Yes.
Case law, State of Ohio versus Victoria Wright, case number CRB 24611.
That's Mr. Stratton's case, both set for pretrial.
Yes.
So, Your Honor, the last time we were here, there was a lengthy discussion, or at least a discussion that required a couple of times coming into court about protection orders, and I think that both parties ended up wanting protection orders, and then there was a discussion about who would be able to stay in the residence where they were both residing, and the court didn't make any orders on that at that time. So I don't know whether things have changed since then, or if we're still at odds.
It looks like the last hearing, I was not the judge.
No, it was Mr. Cremines, and Ms. Brown is in that home. I believe that Ms. Wright has gotten in the house to get her stuff. We made arrangements for that to happen, so I assume that part's been taken care of. Is that correct? Okay.
Sorry about did you get all your stuff? Most of it. Anything else you need? Okay. Mr. Hill, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, if they've gotten that far to, they've divided up their stuff and only one of them's in the house, I don't know whether this is a situation where they would agree to a 90-day continuance, and if there are any further problems, that they would dismiss the charges against both of them.
Well, Your Honor, I believe that she's got her personal belongings, but there was shared items that were not divvied up, so to speak, so.
Are they married?
Yes. So that would be a civil matter.
Yeah.
So Ms. Brown, this is what we talked about the last time. She's not talked about the possibility of doing a 90-day continuance. And for the problems, any marital assets or anything like that would have to be done through civil action. So she's on board to do the 90-day continuance. She's advised me she's not going to have any issues. So
yeah, we're okay with that, Your Honor.
Okay.
Is there anything else you need out of that house?
So that's going to be January 10th?
January 10th? Yes.
So this case, and there's time waivers from both sides.
yes, Your Honor.
Case is continued for 3 months, and what we're doing is just hoping that there won't be further problems and the case will go away by mutual agreement. Both cases will be dismissed. There's no further problems in that 3-month period. And since there was protection orders issued, do they still want this to remain in effect? Or?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. be on the docket as pretrial January the 10th on both cases at 10 o'clock. And is that with court costs or without court costs? How do you wish?
We would be willing to just ask for one court cost if they could agree to who's going to pay it or each pay half.
Like each pay half, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll let you work it out. Clerk, maybe we'll just want it on one case rather than dividing it up. But I'll say one court cost.
Okay. So,
January the 10th, 10 a.m. is the next one.
Thank you.
25.
Yeah, it'll be dismissed. You'll be out.
Your Honor, we're ready to go to Lawrence County Jail.
Okay, we've got some hearings at the jail. We're going to go there by telephone.
State of Ohio versus Michael Davis, case number CRB 24649 A and B, CRB 2490 A and B, CRB 24215. And Greg Henry is on deck.
Michael Davis is represented by Mr. Steyer. He is in the courtroom. Mr. Steyer, I think Mr. Davis has a new charge and he has old charge.
Your Honor, regarding the new charge, I saw that there was a disorderly conduct and a resisting arrest. Also, my understanding is that it's alleged that he failed to appear for a jail report date prior to this, which means, I don't know if a bond has been set, but I would assume it's sort of a moot point right now. I'd like to have time to file discovery on the new pending matters. What day did he come into custody?
Well, let's see, probably the date of the charge, which was October 7th.
Then if I'm remembering correctly, he, even if nothing else changed, if he were just to serve the 20 days that were previously ordered, which I'm not suggesting is absolutely all that would happen, but if that were to happen, he's not going to be back. He wouldn't be released until the 28th. If there's a date, I'm available the 15th, 18th, and 25th of this month. If one of those days would work, we could get back in here and maybe figure out where things are prior to the expiration of the original jail sentence, and at least consider whether a bond might be appropriate.
Mr. Hill.
Well, let's see here. He was to do 20 days in jail.
Correct.
Right, and he was to report.
That's if he showed up voluntarily.
Right.
Which he did not. So I'm not sure that he still gets the same consideration when you have to be drugged by the scruff of the neck and get a new charge out of it.
That was going to be.
Sir, I'm gonna suggest you not speak at this time, because anything you say might be used against you.
So we would ask that the court would just reserve that issue for later as far as what the actual sentence on the old charge should be.
And to be clear, I'm not asking that be dealt with, man. I'm just thinking if we come back before that date.
At least that.
Right, he's got at least that, but if we come back a little bit before that, we can maybe have a better idea where things stand.
And I would say this, because I've talked with him during his arraignment. He told me during the arraignment that he wanted to go to treatment, so.
Well, so that may be something we want to consider as well, which is another reason to maybe come back prior to the prior. All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's come back on the 21st. That'll be before.
I'm not available the 21st, Your Honor. I'm available the 18th, 25th, and 28th.
25th.
Thank you.
Next hearing for Mr. Davis on all of his cases will be October 25th, trial at 10 o'clock.
Your Honor, he happened to be a junior with him.
Are you Michael Davis Jr.?
No. Okay, because.
On the third.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had this come up before. I think.
Because there's a warrant on a junior when I just type in Michael Davis.
Yeah, he's the third.
Okay. Because none of these are on them.
He just sees her before.
24-215 actually has the third in it. It says third.
Okay.
But the others just say Michael Davis. Okay, October 25th will be the next hearing, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
What does this mean exactly? I didn't understand any of this.
Just the quick explanation is that you already have a 20-day jail sentence. You're in at this point, whether that's what you're serving right now or not, it's up in the air, but you're not getting out till at least 20 days is up. We're gonna come back before 20 days is up and figure out where we're going. And I'm gonna file discovery on this new charge so that I can be better informed and ready to work on that day.
What does that mean?
Okay.
I'll call you.
Off the record. All of us don't need to be in this conversation.
I'll call you.
State of Ohio versus Greg S. Henry, case number CRA 24658, and Melissa Ketter is on deck.
Okay, sir, are you Greg S. Henry? Mr. Henry, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake. That's where your hearing is taking place. This is what's called an arraignment hearing. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things? The charge against you is domestic violence, and the state filed a complaint today alleging that on October the 10th, yesterday, in Perry Township, you knowingly caused or tried to cause harm to Julia Smith, and that Julia is either a member of your family or lives in your household. And it's alleged that you have a prior conviction for domestic violence, so that's made this a felony 4. The maximum penalty for this is 18 months in jail and a $5,000 fine. Do you understand the charge? Do you have the money to hire a lawyer? Do you have a job? Okay, Mr. Morford, I'll appoint you to represent Mr. Henry. It's an F4 domestic, prior conviction. What's the state's position on bond for Mr. Henry?
You asked for a $5,000 cash or surety bond.
At this point, I'll set $5,000 cash or surety. If you want me to reconsider the bond, I will later in the docket. I'm going to assume then, do you think you can post a bond, Mr. Henry?
Sure I can.
Okay, so I'm going to set your hearing quick.
That's one trick I can get, I was.
Well, not at this point. You can talk to your lawyer if he thinks there's some reason that the court would reconsider it. You can bring it back before the court. Let's set the preliminary hearing. So this, we've got until, we can do this next Friday. So I'll set it for next Friday, the 18th. At 10 o'clock. Anything else, Mr. Morgan?
Medicate, if you like, I'll call him.
You want the court's file?
Please.
Yes.
October 18th, 10 o'clock is the next hearing.
We're going to ask for a protection order also, Your Honor.
And I'm ordering, if you do make bond, you're to stay away from and not go around or contact Julia Smith.
State of Ohio versus Melissa Ketter, Case number CRA 24634, and Christopher Meade is on deck.
This is Mr. Stiver's case, and it's on the docket today as a preliminary hearing.
Give Ms. Ketter a moment to get into the chair, Your Honor.
Well, this was the cat case.
Your Honor, this matter is one we dealt with about a week, earlier in the week regarding bond, and that was obviously not made. I discussed the matter with Mr. Heald. He is not making a commitment to keeping the case here, but he said that if Ms. Ketter is willing to be evaluated for treatment and undertake treatment, that would be sort of a step in the direction of potentially keeping the case here. So she lives in Chapmanville. I spoke to Brianne, and OVP has a facility in Logan, which is not exactly Chapmanville, but it's pretty close. So there is a possibility of her getting treatment with a provider that we deal with where she lives. Are you willing to to undertake an assessment, ma'am?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what I'd like to do then is ask to have this case recalled and let Brianne at least speak to her over the phone. And then when we know a little better what we're doing, bring it back before the court.
Well, there's no guarantee she's going to be recommended for outpatient, though.
No, there's not. I recognize that. But I mean, and at the moment, OVP doesn't have any inpatient beds. But I mean, we can get the assessment, and if it turns out that it's outpatient, we know they're somewhere nearby. If it turns out she's looking at for inpatient, do you have a medical card in West Virginia?
I am on Social Security for my disabilities.
So it's probably Medicare, but I believe that OVP can deal with Medicare. Am I correct in that?
I think so, yeah.
Because where they're like a full physician situation, I think they're probably set up to deal with Medicare. So that's another reason that OVP is a good choice.
Okay, so we'll let that play out with an assessment from OVP and come back when we get that finished and figure out what we're going to do going forward.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Is the cat okay?
Yeah, well, I assume the cat is okay. I spoke to her boyfriend, and he said he would take care of the cat.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Meade, case number CRA 24122, CRB 24123, CRA 24629, CRB 16887, CRC 162606.
And before he gets to well, he's there, so we can, I made a little bit of a hash of another situation, Your Honor. I represent Mr. Meade on a matter that has a cross-filing with what was her name again?
Courtney Corbin.
Courtney Corbin. Wrong Christopher Meade?
Definitely. Yes.
Okay. Well then, okay, I guess I don't represent this Christopher Meade at all, and I'll step aside and allow Mr. Smith to deal with that. However, I guess we have two different Christopher Meades on the docket today.
This one.
Yes, there's Christopher L. Meade and Christopher J. Meade.
And are both on the docket?
Yes.
They're not both reflected on the written docket. I think they got merged.
This, on the top file says, it has your name as the attorney, but let's see if there's a different middle initial on this one.
Yeah, this is.
It's only on here once and you
This one doesn't have a middle initial.
What year were you born, sir?
9/10/98.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's this Christopher Meade.
And that's your case.
And that's my case. I guess this Christopher Meade is not my client at all.
And that's Roger Smith.
Roger Smith's client.
Okay.
However, that's where the confusion came in, because I thought, I saw the names and just thought it was one name. The Courtney Corbin that I was previously appointed to and said, oh, I can't represent her because I represent Christopher Meade, is
Roger's case.
Roger's case, but this is a different Christopher Meade, so that's not a conflict, I guess. I apologize, this got very confusing.
It is.
So I'm gonna step to the side, Your Honor.
All right, so Christopher Meade that's in custody is represented by Roger Smith, who Tyler Smith is standing in for. And it's set for a pretrial, or should be a preliminary hearing on 24/6/29. That is, it's not a preliminary hearing, it's a extradition.
Oh, okay.
He has a warrant out of Cabell County.
Was there not a waiver last time, or?
Well, he's got other matters here.
Oh, he has other okay, all right.
164606, 16887, 17936. So those can probably be, so we're talking about an OVI that's hasn't been finished, he was convicted of, and a resisting arrest that hasn't been paid. So I don't know if the state would be willing to let him go to West Virginia on the extradition, and that matter is willful and intentional removal, injury to, or destruction of property of $2,500 or more. That's the West Virginia charge.
We don't have anything here. We don't have anything here on it, do we?
Yes, I mean, in all cases, they didn't complete.
Oh, okay.
OVI in the system.
All right, well, what he's got in West Virginia is the allegation that he busted out a bunch of windows in the Cabell County courthouse.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I believe it fell.
Probably don't like that at the courthouse.
Yeah.
But I guess, going out on a limb, say that's not going to go over very well.
If he has matters that are still before this court that are they pending charges, or are they?
He's already convicted, he failed to appear for a review hearing, it's alleged, and didn't finish what he was ordered to do.
Okay. Well, we wouldn't take any position on the court imposing something on him for that before he.
Well, what I would be willing to do is sentence him to time served for contempt for not coming to his hearing previously, give him another review, lift the warrant for now, give him another review hearing, probably out a little ways, because sounds like he's going to be tied up in Cabell County for a while.
Sounds like it, Your Honor.
If he wants to waive and go over there.
Okay. Mr. Meade? Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm Tyler Smith. I'm covering for your attorney, Roger Smith. Basically, it sounds like what the judge is wanting to do in the matters in Ohio, since you've already pled, you have an OVI and resisting, you failed to show to a review hearing, so the warrant was issued. You've been in jail, I don't know how long he's been in jail.
Since the 25th of September.
So you've been for a while in the Lawrence County Jail. The judge is willing to send you for time served on the contempt. Of course, you'll have to come back for a new review hearing in the future. But the more pressing matter is that you have a warrant out of Cabell County that is going to keep you in the county jail until either they determine that you are the person they're looking for, or you can waive and say, I'm that person, and go over and answer for it, and you'll have, I don't know how many days will take Cabell County to get here, but probably not long.
I'll give him a week.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come, especially with the charges, they'll probably get you as quickly as possible, and you'll go over to Cabell County and they'll deal with you there. That's the more pressing matter, because you're charged, I believe, with a felony in Cabell County. So if you're willing to waive, that gets the ball rolling. If not, if you want to have a evidentiary hearing on Rule 4 and have someone prove that you're the person they're looking for, then you obviously can do that too. But it gets you out of Lawrence County a lot faster if you waive.
So yeah, I'll wait to go to West Virginia to get myself taken care of in West Virginia.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so.
went to jail tonight and stuff happened. I was in Western Regional Jail tonight, 2 windows were knocked out. I got arrested at it.
Okay, well, I'm going to advise you not to, let's not talk about anything in the West Virginia either, because all this is recorded and it can be used against you, so let's
Yes, sir, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I signed it, whatever I signed, it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Oh, all right, on his existing cases here in Lawrence County, I find him in contempt for not coming to his review hearing when he was ordered to previously, which was back in May of '22. Sentence him to time served for contempt for not coming to those hearings. I'm going to give you another review hearing, and let's say you're probably going to be busy for a while, so I'm going to go to the end of December. We'll make it December 30th, the next review hearing on these cases in our court at 9 a.m., December 30th. And then we'll send down a waiver of extradition hearing for you to sign. I'm going to say no bond. And give Cabell County a week to pick you up. So if the jailer's listening in, which I assume they are, you should let Cabell County know he's available for pickup immediately. And usually within 2 or 3 days they'll do that. And if you're still in the jail in Lawrence County on the 18th, I'm going to put you back on my docket, because usually that means somebody dropped the ball, didn't call or communicate with each other. And you should not be in our jail by next Friday.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Clerk will send this waiver down to the jail for Mr. Meade to sign. Okay, that's all.
State of Ohio versus Carl E. Tooley II, case number CRV 23325, PRD 51474. Matthew Unger is on that.
This is Robert.
All right, this is arraignment on a failure to appear. You're Carl Tooley II.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tooley, it's alleged that you failed to appear for a sentencing hearing on September 29th. That's in case number 23325. That was a domestic violence case. And also that you failed to appear for a review hearing on, driving under suspension also. That was an old case.
But I wasn't aware of the other two. I listened to reading that, I was aware of that. The other two, I wasn't aware of, sir.
Okay, so you were at Hometown Recovery with an ankle monitor on at one point.
At one point, yes, sir.
And I took off the ankle monitor and you left.
Yeah, there's a problem I I'm sorry, I walked out. I've done a lot better now. I'm clean, I got a house. We're gonna get the job, and, everybody had a problem with McDonald's, and they see me going out, probably break out that person, so I'm kind of glad I'm here to get it taken care of. I'm sorry it's taking this long. I appreciate if you guys helped me out to begin this one. It was a learning experience. I don't want thank you. That I wasted your time or their time.
Let me start, Mr. Morford, this was your case, so. This was your case from before he had failed to appear at one.
Sorry, Judge.
I thought that I came in front of you, that's the first time I was thinking, I may be mistaken.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let Mr. Morford call down, talk to you, give you the court's file. Then after that happens, I'll have you back and we'll decide how we're going to go forward. He was at hometown recovery and treatment when he left there.
As far as I know, they're not even there anymore, that's what I've heard, I'm not sure.
Just wait and talk to Mr. Morford about it.
Let me talk to you, you don't want to talk right now, sir. I'm going to call you right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Matthew Unger, case number CRB 21-904.
Okay, then this is, you are Matthew V. Unger.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Unger, you've got a probation violation filed against you, alleging that October the 8th, you left Southern Hope Recovery Center against medical advice and without permission of the court. So that allegation, you've got 174 days of jail that was suspended, so you could receive that as a penalty for your probation violation if you're found guilty. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to it?
I plead guilty.
Okay. Do you have an explanation as to why you left treatment?
That's true because I didn't know that I was on probation. I never met my probation officer. And I wanted to go to a faith-based place. There was I had some situations in the house I was living in. I'm more for Jesus and they were more for Satan. They said they held Satan. So I figured at the time, when I was asked to see my probation officer, I didn't really know his name. That maybe my life was in danger. So I figured I would just walk out and leave and go to the desert. And as I was leaving, I got down the road about a block or two, and John Maynard pulled up in his vehicle. He said, "Sir, you are on probation. I'm your probation officer, John Maynard. He arrested me." And that's my honesty. And he brought me to the jail.
Well, it looks like you were at Bethesda at one time and left there. I've got a letter in the file where you were called to task for using inappropriate language and left.
And went to Restoring Hope, and we notified you and John Majors, and I believe he went to jail, and then he was placed somewhere else. He did show up at Bethesda the other day asking to come back. I don't have placement right now, and it would probably be at least a week before I could place anybody.
Would you want him back?
Maybe in a week.
Okay. You still want to go to Bethesda?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a while. They don't have a bed open, and you were there and messed it up and basically left on because you didn't like what they said. And that seems to be a recurring problem with you.
I understand.
So
I'll try to do better.
Okay. I agree with that. You need to do better.
Thank you.
You know, when you go to like 2 or 3 different places and you're saying that they're doing something wrong and you leave, maybe you might want to look at yourself rather than look at them and say, oh, you're doing something wrong, that's why I'm going to leave. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's come back in a week because you don't have...
Maybe a week at least, yeah.
Okay, I'll put you back on the docket I'll accept your guilty plea. I'm going to delay sentencing. I'm not going to let you out on bond. You're going to sit in the jail till I sentence you next week, hopefully on the 18th, and perhaps then you can go to Bethesda. But this is going to be the last straw. If you get kicked out or leave Bethesda this time, it's going to be to the jailhouse for you, and you've got like almost 6 months over your head. So,
All right, sir.
you understand that? You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
So you don't have a lot of cards here. When you go in, you need to go in with some humility and understand these people can basically send me to jail for 6 months if I act out. If they don't like what I'm doing, if they don't like the way I'm doing things. So you need to do what they tell you to do, when they tell you to do it, and how they tell you to do it, or you're going to go to jail.
Yes, sir.
Understood? Okay, I'll see you in a week.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Your Honor, we have one person to recall at the jail, but we're not ready to do that yet.
Okay, we're finished at the jail for the time being. We'll come back here when we get more information.
State of Ohio versus Michael Tilley Jr., case number CRB 24437 on a recall.
Mr. Stratton's case.
Your Honor, they got a hold of Mahajan, but his counselor specifically said that can't get a letter to the court until next week. So you could either schedule it next week or put it on that date where that bond forfeiture hearing is on the 28th.
Okay.
Whichever one you want to do. Just make sure that you walk in with the letter next time.
Let's do the 21st.
21st, yes.
Okay, October 21st, I'll cancel the warrant. And it'll be a free trial. I'll let because you have a bond up, right? You got Mr. Sowers breathing down your neck?
Oh, he's already spoken to him.
Okay.
He's already spoken to Mr. Sowers.
So he's off?
Yeah.
He's not circling parking lot?
No, he's not.
All right, October 21st, the next hearing, 10 o'clock.
All right. You're good to go?
State of Ohio versus James D. Berry on case number CRB 24519 A and B.
This is Mr. Roger Smith's case, and Tyler standing in. My notes were we were going to have information from the complaint party today.
You all right?
Going to be present. She is here, it looks like.
Okay.
You want to come up, ma'am, talk to the prosecutor first. You talk to this gentleman right here, that's the prosecutor.
Your Honor, I've been discussing this matter with the young lady who's responsible for the property. It was her father's property. He's deceased, and there's an estate pending. What we would suggest, because we believe that Mr. Berry didn't have any right to be on the property. It's a mobile home or a camper. He was in there and he was taking some items out of that residence, what used to be a residence. But the value of those belongings was minimal, and not something that would be subject to a request for restitution. However, we would, if Mr. Berry wanted to settle this today, we would dismiss the theft charge if he would plead guilty to the criminal trespass and get 30 days in jail suspended in order to stay away from that property. And we wouldn't take any other position on any other sanctions.
Mr. Smith?
No, Your Honor. I believe that what I'd like to do, just in this Rogers case, but it looks like Roger just received some discovery of flash drives, so he wants to be able to go over it with Mr. Berry. That way they can talk more about if there's a defense, if they're going to trial, or if there's some way to resolve it.
So come back for another free trial?
Yes, Your Honor. The next date that he's available is 10/21 or 10/25. I don't know what whatever the court's...
21, well, either of those work. Okay, any preference?
Let's just do 10/25. I'll give them 2 full weeks.
All right, October 25th will be the next hearing
9 a.m.
for pre-trial, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can come at 9.
I'll leave it on this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get him up.
State of Ohio recalls Melissa Kettner at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 24634, and Carl Stewart II is on deck.
Okay, we'll go to that when they get her in the chair.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Courtney Corbin, case number CRB 24614. Here at the court.
This is Mr. Roger Smith's case, except for pre-trial.
And there's a cross-defendant, Christopher Meade. And
And he is here.
this Christopher Meade.
May I approach?
I'm sorry, you're going to call the case before I bring him in. Okay.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Meade, case number CRA 24122, CRB 24123.
May I approach?
Yes. Okay, this, Mr. Meade's case, I believe, was one that was going to be dismissed with cost recovery. Is that right?
This was a 9-day continuous that you guys don't.
And costs have been paid.
He doesn't want protection. He just wants
And costs have been paid, Your Honor.
Looks like it.
I'll ask for the dismissal this time, Your Honor. I apologize for the confusion with the different Christopher Meades today.
And the state's still agreeable to that?
Yes, now we had also,
And she's the complaining party on that. This is an older, from March, domestic case.
there was also a discussion about an assessment and treatment. Mr. Meade, I believe.
No, that is correct. Substance use
He's an
assessment
RRS.
follow-up as recommended.
Bobby's outside. He's at RRS. Somebody, if you can step outside and grab Bobby real quick.
I did have, last report was September 23rd. And it was a positive result, positive test report.
My approach.
Yes. Guy's driver's license. So, it's a good report.
Thank you.
State willing to still dismiss them?
Yes. And of course, also looking at the other case, it seems as if maybe Ms. Corbin has some work to do first.
All right, Mr. Mead's case is dismissed. He's done what was agreed to.
Yeah, he still has one more. Waiting for 113.
122. I think the agreement with both of us will be dismissed.
Okay.
And then as to Ms. Corbin, how do you want to get forward on that?
Yes. So Mr. Mead's finished then, Your Honor?
Yes. Well, he's the complaint party in this case.
Well, that's correct, I guess.
His input would probably be welcome.
And on that, he was agreeable to a 9-day continuance on that matter. I don't know if there were protective orders. If so, he doesn't need one at this point.
I don't think one was entered.
Okay.
So, Ms. Corbin is treating with Bethesda and also anew.
Yes.
Yes.
And it doesn't sound as if, I mean, it sounds as if she's in good standing and receiving services, but I don't know whether it's reached a state of completion yet. And
She just got started.
We assessed in, and we were at first open to the idea of doing outpatient. Some things happen. It's not what is in her best interest. We've identified some issues that we need to address before anything like this arises again. So we're just getting started with her.
Okay. So, sounds like the best thing to do would just be to monitor her progress while she's in treatment, with perhaps the case being dismissed down the road if she's successful.
Yeah, I believe that's what we're hoping for. Hopefully, even 9 days or however long it's going to take, but it'll end up with the same resolution as Mr. Mead's case. So.
Okay. Well, let's come back just to monitor her progress on November 18th.
That's fine, Your Honor. Mr. Smith's available that day.
She is getting anger management and stuff addressed that I think would weigh fair on the courts.
All right, November 8th, you're doing well, ma'am. Keep working on the things you're doing, and we'll see you in about a month, a little more than a month.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio calls Melissa Ketter at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 24634, and Carl Tooley III is on deck. Excuse me, that's Carl Tooley II.
All right, Ms. Ketter is back on teleconference. Her attorney, Mr. Steyer, President Court, Ms. DeMint here. I assume you did an assessment.
Yes, and I did get her scheduled with our outpatient office in Logan. She has an appointment there on Wednesday.
And they've given her the information for the jail, but I know that some of this paperwork can get lost over there. So what I'm going to do is I've got the phone number of your boyfriend that I was texting with earlier. I will text him the address, phone number, and date. Just make sure you get that information from him once you're there. If you can, he has my number, obviously. If you get a number that you can work from that's your own phone, please text me from that number. Just say, this is Melissa Ketter. I'm sorry, I froze up on the pronunciation. Just text me, say, this is Melissa Ketter. That way, you and I can communicate directly from then on.
I appreciate it.
And so with that in mind, Your Honor, I would ask for an OR bond with a requirement that she cooperate with OVP's treatment.
Well, this is a second-degree felony, first of all, and when we have not made a final decision about whether we would take this to the grand jury or not. So this is going out a little bit out on a limb to allow her to go to Kentucky and go to
West Virginia.
West Virginia and, yeah, all right, Chattanooga, right? Non-residential treatment when it's a pretty serious charge. So we're gonna give her a short leash as far as we're concerned. She's gonna have to excel at this in order to keep the case from going to the grand jury.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And you'll have to come back for hearings, and
It's a considerable distance. You're gonna have to be able to get here.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Okay, I'd ask to come back at a date that the court deems appropriate. We're gonna waive time constraints, obviously, to accommodate that. Upcoming, I'm not available the 21st, and I'm not available the 4th. But otherwise, I'm largely available.
how about the 1st? That would be 3 weeks.
I'm available, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm setting your next hearing for November 1st, Ms. Ketter. Will be a preliminary hearing. And the state so far, I know this is a lot of legal jargon and concepts, but you're charged with a felony, so if in the normal course, your case would go to the grand jury for an indictment, but they've agreed not to do that, at least at this point, to see how you're going to do in treatment. But if you don't show up, I can pretty much guarantee you that your case is going to go to the grand jury. You're going to get an indictment. You'll go on to the felony court. And the other thing that you need to understand is felony warrants are good in all 50 states. So being in West Virginia is no protection from a felony warrant. You will get arrested on a felony warrant in West Virginia as easy as you would in Ohio. So
I understand.
you can't hide out because you went to Lincoln County. That is Lincoln County.
It's Logan County, Your Honor.
It is Logan, Chapmanville's Logan?
Chapmanville's Logan.
Okay.
Yeah, I will not hide out. I promise. I definitely want to.
And you have to get to OVP and come back to court on the 1st with proof. Of course, you're going to tell me whether you've been there. We've got a representative that's here all the time. But you can't wait until October 31st and contact OVP and say, okay, I'm ready to start my treatment now. That's not going to be good faith.
And in fact, Your Honor, her appointment is on Wednesday of next week.
Okay, so you got an appointment there in Logan with OVP on the 16th.
Yes.
You got to get there.
I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll be there.
All right, November 1st is your next hearing. I'll change your bond to a signature bond of $2,500. So you're going to get out.
Okay.
You're going to get out on a signature bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Text me when you get out, okay?
I will, for sure.
State of Ohio recalls Carl Tooley II, case number CRB 23325 and TRD 051474.
Carl Tooley II is in jail. Mr. Morford's the attorney. Okay. Mr. Morford.
Judge, I've spoken to Mr. Cooley, and he left hometown because of some kind of incident, some allegation was made against him, and he didn't think it was a good fit. He now has obtained an apartment and says he's going to have a job in a week, and he doesn't believe that he needs to be in treatment, I guess is the bottom line, Your Honor.
It's the state's position.
Well, I mean, I don't know if anybody would take him at this point, but I don't think he just gets a get out of jail free card or get out of treatment free card. The last time that we had contact with the victim of this matter, and that is Mr. Tooley's father, I believe, they said that Carl had been doing well. This was back in August of '23, but that he had left treatment, and he went home there with them for a while. Yeah.
He did
So-
say he mended fences with his father.
Yeah, so, but they wanted him to finish treatment at that point. The victim and also his mother wanted him to complete treatment. So I don't know what to say at this point. I mean, I think that it's, the fact that he's been, had a warrant out for him for a year or more is, deserving of some consideration about what needs to happen next. The victim is not necessarily, at least the last we heard, is not interested in a conviction, but they want their son to do better. So,
When did he come in jail? Yesterday?
When we arrested Mr. Tooley,
Monday
Monday.
morning, they thought I was someone that got to McDonald's, OJ, and I was actually on my way home, and I told Mom that I'd come out and see her, so I was on my way out there, actually, when they stopped me, so I don't even know if she's aware that I'm in jail. I'll come a long way. It was an experience, and it has helped me. I almost got to think that I was mocking the court, that I wasn't. I should have come and turned myself in. I come really close to a couple of times. Those were mistakes that I made.
Does the state have contact information for his parents? I mean, they were the complaint parties.
we do, if it's still the same, it's been a year, but we can call them and find out. And I think maybe it might also be a good thing to see what urine screen would do for him today.
That's what I was thinking also. Is he willing to do a urine screen, Mr. Morton?
Judge, I think that'd probably be, I know it's going to play into your consideration as to what the disposition's going to be. So.
Okay. I'm going to ask the state, try to get a hold of the parents, see what their opinion is. I'm going to ask Mr. Tooley to take a urine screen. He says he's clean, let's see it.
I got marijuana that bad, because I might get slapped in marijuana. Sometimes I'll get a vape pen on that, as far as that goes, that's all I have, yes, sir.
Okay, well, let's see it.
Yes, sir.
Go do a urine screen.
Yes, sir. That's all, thank you.
That's all we can do at the jail right now.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Amber Goodall, case number CRB 24566. Here at the court.
This is Mr. Smith's case set for pre-trial.
Your Honor, I believe that from notes from Mr. Smith, it looks like on this case, he is still waiting for some discovery to be answered. Looks like body cam footage. So I would ask to just continue since we don't have discovery completed.
And when do we think we could have that done?
They haven't. They're working on getting that for us from the sheriff's office.
Okay, 25th then, October 25th?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Pre-trial, October 25th.
At 10 a.m. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus David Lee Labor II, case number CRB 23757.
It's Mr. Smith's case set for pre-trial. Is that United Family? Okay, the report basically says there's things for him that they're working on that are in progress. Does he get screened?
He does. He's consistently showed negative results on his screens.
Okay.
The issue was just, as stated there, the communal living, kind of due to the behavioral issues and the psychosocial issues. It's kind of a bad idea to have him, living in communal living.
Okay. The report's good. So my suggestion would be to continue to monitor him where he's doing and just make sure he's doing well. Yes, sir? Absolutely.
I ain't able, like all the time, to go to morning groups. There's 3 groups a day. And I've been able to make it to the evening groups. And it's the last group, but remember how I had a bad temper and stuff, all this overall is. Well, I've been taking anger management. I got a guy that works there at the house. Well, what's his name? Randy. And he comes and gets me for morning groups. So I'm there at 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning on my anger management group and my parenting group.
Okay.
I like to do all of them, but as all I get into, that's the main one of all of them.
Well, from what I'm reading, it sounds like you're doing well.
I'm trying to make you happy too. I give you my word. And I've been there gonna let you down with 3 different places. I'm trying to make you happy. That is the main problem.
Do the best you can, and you're welcome to come back to court when we get this over and behind you, but I don't want to see you coming back on any charges.
I had a question. My buddy Timmy, when I got out of town with and everything, I went out to his house last weekend and helped him clean up a room. But his wife and him watches over me, and watches like the things on YouTube, the videos of this place of court. And they told me that I had, at one of the court trial, I had to do community service. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know if that was this place or not. I was wondering if you could help me. Could you try to see if it's this place or not so I can get it done? And I don't know.
Yeah, there was 30 hours of community service order.
It is? All right, yeah, when can I do that?
Any day but Sunday, here at the court, 7:30 a.m.
All right.
Tomorrow you can get 2 days credit by coming out and doing one day.
You write that on the card for me? All right, thank you.
Your Honor, I believe we already set one for Mr. Smith on 11/18. I don't know if that's too far out or if you want to see it soon. Okay.
Next hearing will be November 18th. Okay.
Thank you.
Good job. Keep it up.
State of Ohio versus Amy Slaughter, case number CRB 24-531.
Amy Slaughter for pretrial.
Yes.
Your Honor, with Ms. Slaughter, there had been an offer made to resolve this issue. I think with the offer though, she probably needs to speak with her attorney, because this may have to be set for trial.
Okay.
It may be resolved at the next pretrial, I don't know, but I believe that at least warrants a discussion. Maybe, I don't know if discovery's been filed for yet or not, but if it hasn't, I can do that on behalf of Mr. Smith today before I leave.
Yeah, I don't believe discovery's been filed.
I can file discovery.
Okay. Let's go to November, and then how about the 4th? Is he available the 4th?
He is.
Okay. November 4th will be the next hearing. Pre-trial, 10 o'clock.
Thank you. What's your phone number, sir?
State of Ohio versus Jacob Spears, case number TRC 24-1511, A and B.
This is Roger Smith's case set for pre-trial.
Put your honor.
Yes. Okay, it's my understanding that Mr. Spears is going to be providing the court with some reports as to treatment, so we can go maybe a month out for that.
That's fine, Your Honor.
November 12th, that's a Tuesday.
It doesn't look like he's available that day. 11/8 or 11/18. The dates he has that he's available.
I'm sorry, what was the other day?
11/8 or 11/18, that would be around the 11/12 that he is available.
Okay, 11/8. November 8th will be the next hearing. And we'll be looking to get a report then. 10 o'clock, November 8th.
State of Ohio versus Kimberly Haas, case number CRA 2364, CRB 2365.
Your Honor, Ms. Haas was at Bethesda. She graduated successfully. I believe she completed everything.
Yeah, my note for today was it would be completed if the funds were paid. Looks like they are paid.
I think she paid him the last time we were here at court.
Any objection to it being marked completed?
Not from us, Your Honor.
Okay, case will be completed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Here, Josh.
State of Ohio versus Amber Mills, case number CRV 23556, CRV 23121. Your Honor, this was given to me, it said it was for a motion today.
All right.
I'm not sure.
Which case is this?
Amber Mills.
Amber Mills, there was a report of some issues with her treatment. I have a report from Bethesda. Okay, based on this, I'm going to order her to do a screen today, and then come back and we'll decide how to go forward after we get the results.
State of Ohio versus Alexander Jones, case number CRV 24383.
Hey, Alex. I'm sorry. Things go good at RRS? Yeah. Okay, good. Good report, Your Honor.
Yes, it is.
So, you don't be looking for a new job, or you have it? Okay. So we'll just continue, Your Honor, maybe set it another month?
Yes. November 22nd.
Yes.
Alexander Jones.
I wasn't paying attention.
Case continued to November 22nd. He's to continue with treatment as he's been doing. Good job.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
That's all I got.
State of Ohio versus William A. Hatfield, case number CRV 24608. Mr. Steyer's case.
This is actually a motion to drop the protection order for that, I think.
Your Honor, I wasn't aware that this had been added to the docket until I got here today. I don't know if Mr. Hatfield's here. I didn't make arrangements for him to come. I don't know that he's necessarily required to be here. We have court again with him on the 25th.
This would be, ma'am, you're Jessica.
Yes, sir.
So you're the one asking the court to drop the protection order?
Yes, sir.
No one's coerced you to do that?
No.
So of your own free will?
Mhm.
Okay, it's your request. I'll drop the protection that was in there.
Thank you.
Well, he has, his next hearing is October 25th.
Right, I assume that's going to remain, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Brendan Rude, case number CRB 24-254, AV of the city.
Mr. Steyer's case, pre-trial.
Mr. Rudes with RRS, so we have a report back.
You're on the map, right?
Yes. Okay.
Doing well.
It's a good report. So this is inpatient.
Yes.
Any idea when he'll finish?
Let me get the letter back out, Your Honor. Hang on just a second. Check the tape. I tried to pull an old one.
Your Honor, I don't have an exact date, but he should be stepping down to outpatient before long.
We started this out in May.
Yes.
Is there a plan for follow-up after inpatient?
Yes, he'll be coming to outpatient treatment.
November 25th?
November 25th?
Yes.
I'm on the docket already. That's a good day, Your Honor.
Okay, good job, Mr. Rude.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next hearing is November 25th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Well.
State of Ohio versus Denny Sellers, case number CRB 24-504.
Mr. Steyer's case, pre-trial.
Are you getting out of treatment anywhere? Treatment for what? I'm asking. No. Okay, that's just because nobody walked up with you. No. Just a second. Salaries.
Let's do a 90-day continuance. Make sure that there are no further problems. Well, how long has it been?
About a month. Okay. They're saying they're not getting continuance. They're not putting it out. You don't want court costs. About $150 roughly. Your Honor, the state has suggested, and we're agreeable to a 90-day continuance with dismissal upon payment of court costs, which we're also agreeable to. We've been at this for about a month already, so if we could maybe set it sometime around December, early December, would get us about 90 days out from the beginning of it.
Mr. Hill.
That's okay with us.
Oh, I'm looking at January. I'm unavailable the 6th and 9th, but otherwise, December looks like it's pretty clear for me.
13th?
13th would work just fine. I'll write that down.
December 13th will be the next hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
10 o'clock.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Carl Tooley II at the Lawrence County Jail. Case number CR KSA 23-325, CRB 23-325, CRB 25-1474.
Okay, he was correct. He tested only for marijuana.
So we've not made contact with the alleged victims, although I think that Jasmine is trying again right now. So,
You want to wait until we do that? Or?
I guess that we may have some news.
So I was in there trying to call again. I left 2 voicemails. We did it earlier and just now.
Was there protection order? Was there a protection order? So we would not be opposed. I mean, I don't know what the court makes of the fact that he wasn't showing up to court and there was a bench warrant out for him for a year. I think that matters to some extent.
Yes.
I think that we know that the victim wanted him to get treatment, and he's tested basically clean today. So I guess I would, if he were to be released today, we'd still want to have another hearing to make a determination as to what should happen going forward.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do then, Mr. Tooley. I'm going to sentence you to time served for contempt and missing your hearing previously, so you've got basically 4 days in jail. I'm going to set another hearing on both of your cases, and then that gives the state more time to try to get in touch with your parents. They were the complaining parties, and I think what they have to say is going to be important. So let's set it November the 4th. You're available then, Mr. Murphy?
I am, Judge.
So the first Monday in November, you got to be in court in Chesapeake.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
At 10 o'clock, I'm going to let you out today on $2,000 OR bond.
And I don't want you guys to think that it had wasted time, because the rehab was a major help on the prosecuting attorney and everything.
Well, I don't think that's what your parents wanted. They wanted you to get clean, so.
Yes, sir. And I don't feel like perfect, but it's come a long way, so all the things you got to do.
Okay, we'll
All parties.
see you, that next hearing on the 4th of November.
So, Your Honor, if Mr. Tooley's going to have contact with his parents, we'd like them to come and give their statement about what they think at this point. If he could help us make sure they're here, we're going to issue a subpoena for them too, just in case.
Okay.
They'll be more than happy to come, yeah.
State of Ohio, we're finished with the jail, Your Honor.
Okay, good.
State of Ohio versus Charles M. Frazier, case number TRC 24-1625, A and B. That's Attorney Drew this morning.
Charles Frazier. Mr. Drew's case, set for pretrial. Mr. Drew's by teleconference. All right, this is set for a pretrial today. What can we accomplish today?
I don't know.
Well, Your Honor, we got the evidence and have taken a look at that and spoke with my client, and we're willing to resolve this today. I do not have an official offer on behalf of the prosecutor. I'd ask the prosecutor what the offer would be, and would he consider coming up with what the make of this physical control or reckless operation.
And that's a possibility. That's not outside the realm of our thinking, but I would really like to have a conversation, maybe in chambers or over the phone with the judge, about all the circumstances before we would agree to do that. I think there's maybe an issue or two that we need to discuss about this case.
All right, want to do that today at the end of the docket or some other time?
Whatever would be the pleasure of the court and Mr. Drew.
Mr. Drew, are you available?
Your Honor, I have surgery scheduled at 1:45 today, so I'm going directly after this. So I can do it before then.
Let's reschedule, because I'm not sure, we've still got some more cases here to do, so.
Okay.
Let's reschedule it. Are you going to be out for a while because of your surgery, or?
No, Your Honor, I should be back next week.
Okay, so let's look at another pretrial date, and we can talk either before court or after court on that day.
Okay. What time does court start that day? Is it 8 or 9?
Well, we usually get started around 9:30. It's scheduled for 9, but there's always documents and so forth, filings that got to be entered, so it takes a little while for us to get started. So if you call around 9, the prosecutor's usually here and I'm here, and we can discuss the case. How about, I'm looking at maybe the 21st or the 15th. The 15th could work.
You're talking about
of October.
You're talking about October?
Yes, sir.
15th.
Or 21st.
I can do the 15th. Is it noon time again?
We could do it at noon if you prefer.
Okay. So we're talking about next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Okay. I'll set it for noon.
I'll set it for noon as a pretrial and conference in probably by telephone.
And I'll call before 9 o'clock. Between 8:30 and 9 o'clock.
If you want to call early, I'm probably available then too. So Mr. Frazier, we'll need you here next Tuesday.
All right.
Let's have him come though at 10 then, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. on the 15th. That's this coming Tuesday.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio, excuse me, State of Ohio recalls Michael T. Middings, case number CRB 24648.
This is Mr. Stratton's case. It's set for a pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke with Mr. Meddings, and I spoke with the prosecutor about this case. This was the one that was arraigned earlier in the week. I understand that you have not been able to contact his mom or his sister, correct?
Mom just called me back.
Did she? Okay.
Sister is at Collins at school, so she's not going to be able to call me back, but Mom has some input on it. Anger management, no conviction, but she feels he needs anger management counseling. Now, his sister's 19 years old, but I can't get hold of her, she's in school. Mom says that he's staying with Dad right now.
He is.
And that's probably a good idea, he continues to stay with Dad till things calm down.
Yeah, things are, better there for him.
Yes.
So, okay.
Sounds hard.
Okay. All right. Your Honor, so an anger management class and then 90 days. So the prosecutor was going to recommend that we do maybe an anger management class, come back in 90 days. If there's no problems, hopefully this will be dismissed.
Let's come back over, because he's still in school, right?
He's still in high school, yes.
I remember that from his arraignment. So let's come back over Christmas break.
Okay.
And he didn't have to miss any more school. So I'm going to assume that they'll be out on the 27th, so that Christmas this year is on Wednesday. So 27th, we'll be having court, and we'll set up for a pretrial then.
All right.
And does he have something lined up or in mind as far as counseling? Or?
No, Your Honor.
He does. I just got him into the doctor at OVP the day after he came to my house.
Okay, so OVP?
Okay, OVP works with this court, so that's appropriate. So his next hearing is going to be December 27th. I said it then, so he should be out of school on that day.
Yes. Did you, I don't recall from your text, did you issue a temporary protection
I
order?
did not, because none was requested.
Okay.
And I assume they're not, still don't want one, or?
No, because I think he's living with his father.
He is.
And that can just stay as the same, and it'll be fine.
We do want him to stay with his father for the time being, though.
Yeah, that's
That's all right with him.
But he can have contact with his sister and his mother also, if there's no reason not to, or?
She's toxic, I'll put it that way.
Probably
I mean-
mom's fine, but probably just as long as, they probably shouldn't talk right now. But she
Yeah.
didn't want a temporary protection order, knowing that he's gonna be living with dad.
Okay, so
Your
here's the
Honor,
way the court works. I mean, the court speaks through its docket, its entries that it enters, so there's no request for order, so I'm leaving that up to the family. If they can talk and this works out, fine, but I don't want there to be another problem. If you feel like, you're the father, so you should have some input. If you feel like it's gonna be a problem, then they should just stay away from each other, but,
I feel like they should stay away from each other.
okay, that's fine.
just think for now.
For now, I would like to see that relationship restored at some point, but that's not a legal requirement. December 27th will be the next hearing.
All right.
You will go to council between now and then.
Yes.
State of Ohio versus Kayla Bowens, case number CRB 24-610 A and B.
Mr. Sauer, you're going to be representing.
Yes, Your Honor, I've been retained this morning to represent Ms. Bowens. I have only just gotten a copy of the charges. I've not had a chance to really familiarize myself or file discovery. So at this point, I'm going to ask for a continuance to give me time to do that, and we will, of course, waive time constraints to accommodate that. And I don't have any particular day in mind, so just a day that's convenient to the court as long as I don't have a trial schedule.
Okay.
No particular rush on this.
All right, let's go into November. October is getting pretty well booked. The 4th, the 8th, the 12th, any of those dates work.
Let's go with the 8th if we could, Your Honor.
Okay. November the 8th will be the next hearing.
Write that down.
It'll be a pre-trial, 10 o'clock, November 8th. She has a signature bond of $1,000.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Amber Mills, case number CRB 23-556, CRB 23-621.
I think it's what you expected.
It was exactly what I expected.
Okay, so what's recommended from, well, first of all, you gotta start doing your program.
Her life is unmanageable at this point. She needs to either go back to residential or be discharged.
Okay, what say you, Ms. Mills?
I'm not really sure.
I think the severity of it is that she doesn't understand that people actually care about her, and when we tell her things that she doesn't listen, and that she runs on self-will. We're willing to work with Amber, and we want the best for her. She has to want the best for her, though.
So she has been making the best decisions, obviously. Well, you've got 24 days of suspended jail time. You don't want to do that, do you? So, you know, go back to treatment? All right, so we'll see you,
Looks like she's already for November the 8th.
let's keep that date. November the 8th, that was the date you originally had, so I'll keep that. We'll get a report as to how you're doing then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Robert Hatfield III, case number TRD 122423.
Sorry, we represent Mr. Hatfield.
Your Honor, I have been retained on this matter. Spoken to Mr. Hatfield, he has the money today to pay off, I believe he owed $290.
$285.
$285, so $285. He has the money today to pay that off. The file's been in here, so I don't think he was able to do that. I told him just to wait till after we got in front of you. There's some court, there is also some community service to be dealt with. He needs to get that taken care of, so I'd like to ask.
We can wipe that out tomorrow. He's got 12 hours that would do it tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'd like to ask if we could come back in a few weeks on this and hopefully have this completed.
When did you have it done, Mr. Hatfield?
Within about a month, he can have it done. He's unable to do tomorrow due to having his children.
Okay, November 12th then. And
Write that down.
We'll just set it down then for pretrial and review. 10 o'clock, November 12th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go ahead and make that name up. All right. They may make you wait a minute or two for the file to get in there.
State of Ohio versus Jacob Haskett, case number CRD 23750.
All right, Mr. Haskett is here. You don't have a lawyer?
No, sir.
He's brought a report, Your Honor.
Okay. That's a good report. How's the state want to handle this?
We agreed previously that if he were to take part in the counseling and be successful, that we would be agreeable to dismissing the charges later on with the payment of court costs. And also the alleged victim, Ms. Schwartz, I don't know if is she here today?
She's actually outside. We've got 3 kids and she's just taking care of them.
Okay, is she going to the counseling too?
Yes.
Okay, so she had suggested that she would go as well, and if she's going, that's great. What we would want is to continue on, and I don't know if that indicates a date that would be finalized or any indication.
Basically says what they're doing now is working, that they're, looks like actually taking it seriously and doing what's requested.
So we'd want to have at least another report down the line a couple months from now or something like that.
Mr. Haskett?
Yes, sir.
Agreeable with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you working, sir?
Yes, sir.
What's your work schedule?
Extremely variable, but name a day I can be here.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be a Monday or a Friday?
No.
Let's make it December 16th. I'll make a note to dismiss if you get a good report.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is there going to be costs with
It says without cost, is what the notes
Okay.
initially were. So no court costs imposed, just give me a good report from your counsel.
Thank you, sir.
Is that December the 15th?
16th, December 16th.
And I've got a time waiver here too.
State of Ohio versus Bobby Joe Hoffman, case number CRD 24609.
This is Mr. Morford's case, preliminary hearing. Well, actually, it's a pre-trial.
it should be a preliminary hearing.
It should be. Is this, yeah, it's a CRA case.
Thank you.
Well, it sounds like there's stuff to be worked on.
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke with Ms. Hoffman yesterday, I believe it was. She's kind of been fixated on some other things outside of treatment, and I think we are under the impression that is no longer going to happen. We're going to be focused on recovery and getting better.
Okay. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to continue in treatment?
Please do.
November 8th?
Your Honor, she has a car that's an impound that has some personal belongings in it that we're trying to at least just get the belongings out of. It's got like a birth certificate, some social security cards and stuff like that. And we're having a little bit of problems out of the impound. And they...
We can do a court order.
Judge, I've asked Mr. Hield about that this morning, and he, I think, is concerned about the funds and doesn't have clearance to release the funds.
Yes, but I haven't been able to do anything to confirm, but I would, and I will. What we need to do is contact Coleman Woodyard in his capacity.
They have the funds, the towing agency?
Apparently.
It's in the car.
We've reached out to impound twice now, and they won't return our calls or speak with us.
We'll contact him, see if we can get there. I don't know, sometimes there's a reason to keep the phone for investigative purposes, but probably not in this case.
I don't think there's any indication she's a drug dealer involved in drug trafficking.
No.
Present me an entry and I'll order them to release.
Oh, bear one now, Judge.
All right, November the, what did I say, 8th? November 8th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Here, Butch.
State of Ohio versus Lisa M. Hughes, case number CRA 24550, CRA 24551, CRD 13569, CRD 08972.
Is there any reason to keep yourself?
Yeah,
Smith's case.
should get the phone back.
You've been sitting here for a while. Covering for Roger today. At ADP.
I go today and I live here with a repeat patient. And last Friday,
Okay. All right.
Well, I'd like for her to do urine screen today.
that's fine. That's
That's
not a problem.
fine. And from reading this report, just talking with Ms. Hughes, she said she was supposed to go last Friday, but she was at the probation department to get her ankle monitor off, and she was there for past 5:30 before she got it off. But I believe she has an appointment.
I'm leaving today to go to OVP when I leave here.
Okay, let's do urine screen.
Not a problem.
And Your Honor, something else, well, I don't know if Mr. Smith's going to have an opportunity to talk with her, but we've been here at least a couple times and discussed the issue that we need to have a resolution to this, either a plea to the charges or a trial. So we would reiterate that today. We want her to be in treatment and do well, but we can't have this case just linger without being resolved.
Well, Your Honor, I'm not going to propose a resolution today, since it's not my case. I'd prefer to set it, maybe even a final pretrial, or just set a trial date, and then maybe they can pretrial it before then.
So just to make sure I understand, because there's 24551B is a resisting, so the state's looking for a plea on that.
Yes, and the theft charge.
And there was a theft from Walmart, that's 24551A. And then I think there's a felony possession, so the state would be okay if she's successful with that, ultimately being dismissed.
That's right, Your Honor.
Okay. But the other, the misdemeanors are looking for a plea, so I know you're not a counsel of record, Can you pass that on to your brother?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then we'll address it at the next hearing.
Yes, that's fine. We can go ahead and set another date and.
So let's come back.
That's fine.
What we're gonna do next depends on what she does on her test also. So let's get that.
That works, Your Honor. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Tina M. Wells, case number CRA 24604, CRB 141276.
This is Roger Smith's case. Preliminary hearing.
Have you ever been? Where were you?
My notes were she was gonna be at Mahajan.
I still am in Mahajan.
She's still at Mahajan.
And I'm gonna assume we don't have a report, because we did.
No, if I get a report.
We got other people that were here from Mahajan today, and they didn't have reports either.
No, I have my case manager out there that brought me. She's out in the parking lot.
Oh, well, it'd be nice if she was in here.
Yeah.
Maybe we can recall and have her go out and get her case manager and bring her in.
Yeah, why don't you do that? She can give us a verbal report anyway.
Okay.
You're going to make a no report case, okay.
State of Ohio versus Chris Losi, case number CRA 24606, CRA 24302, CRB 24303, CRB 2921.
Mr. Stiers. He left, said he wanted to come back, they let him come back, and then he left again without finishing. So, and he's got several cases. Does the state want to take any of these to the grand jury or have warrants issued from this court?
So he's got 2 possessions, a felony.
He's got 24606 was a felony, 24302 was also a CRA. What's the, is it a possession?
I think it is. It's another possession charge. So we'd be okay with warrant from this court.
Okay, and he's got some old misdemeanor cases that he never did what he was supposed to, so he gets a warrant for all the cases we got, so there'll be a warrant on each case issued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Failure here. Will.
State of Ohio versus Sean Owens, case number TRD 171710 A and B.
It's in the car. It's at some point you have to. So we said at some point. At some point.
She can get her stuff out of the car.
Okay, this is set for sentencing because it's driving under suspension with a bond. So fines are paid, you just got to finish the community service.
I'll finish it this week, if that's all right.
Exactly. You get 2 days done tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll set your next hearing for November the 15th. You get it done by then, you don't have to be here.
Okay.
10 o'clock, November 15th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Tina Wells, case number CRA 2464, CRB 141276.
Okay, and ma'am, you're from Mahajan,
Yes, I'm her case manager.
and you identify yourself.
Nicole Cook.
Ms. Good, thank you for being here. Can you give me a verbal report on the 12?
She's been doing her counseling, getting her therapy, and making her doctor's appointments, and she follows up with me regularly, weekly.
So she's considered compliant?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that report. So continue this for approximately a month to let her, she's going to continue in her treatment. She has a felony possession charge.
Okay.
And that, if you know what felony means, that means you can go to prison over it. But
Right.
the state has agreed if she'll go to treatment and do well, she can get it dismissed.
Okay.
So she's, this is really important stuff. So she's got to do her treatment. And we need reports too. So it'd be good if we got some written reports for the next time.
Okay.
Is Roger, he's not here the 12th, I think he said.
That's correct, that's the only date that...
But the 15th he can do?
The 8th or the 18th are the 2 dates around that time. I think he might be out that week.
Okay, the 18th, and November 18th will be her next hearing. And she also has an old case.
Yeah, I've been working on that, Your Honor.
Okay, are you going to pay? All you owe is $115.
Yes, Your Honor.
You going to pay on it today?
I don't have anything to pay on it right now, Your Honor.
Okay, you get $100 knocked off when you came out the car.
I know.
It's not that hard.
I know, Your Honor.
7:30 here at the court. If you want to do community service, that'd knock $100 off and be down to $15. Okay. November the 18th is your next hearing.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Sid Mosser, case number CRB 24258, TRC 24487. Sid Mosser.
Sid Mosser is Mr. Stratton's case. It's set for a sentencing.
So, Your Honor, Sid was supposed to get an assessment done by OVP.
Sounds like he didn't do that, or
He was assessed by OVP.
didn't go to council?
Let's see what Brianna says about compliance.
I think he may have a bond up.
I am not sure of that.
That's a big show. I think that's so, you may have had that.
Can we recall that, Your Honor? Brianna is...
They asked for it to be recalled.
Okay, it'll be recalled.
Hold on.
State of Ohio versus James Sark, case number TRC 24897, A, B, and C.
This is sentencing.
As a sentencing, Your Honor.
He pled guilty back in August. He's supposed to go to ARC for treatment.
He has been. You should have a letter in there.
Yes, they said they sent it to the clerk's time.
You see it?
Got some documents. See a letter.
Hey, Butch, make sure they can get that word retrieve. Make sure they can.
Maybe they faxed it.
retrieve.
Maybe run my home.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, they sent in just some, shows me what dates he's been there. He signed a behavioral contract and intended to make up group, kept his medical intake, he's working on remaining compliant. Okay, so it sounds like he's still working.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to go there right now after this, actually.
Well, Okay, great.
Yeah, I got groups and stuff.
So another month,
Yes, Your Honor.
approximately
Can we make it a Friday, Your Honor, if possible?
November 15th
Thank you.
All right, there you go.
for sentencing.
State of Ohio recalls Lisa Hughes, case number CRA 24551, CRV 13569, and TRD 08972.
I don't know.
See it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
So, what do we need to do? Inpatient?
That's what we would recommend, yes.
Female beds?
I do not have any room myself.
I don't think we have, let me double check to see if one has opened. We have one.
Okay. All right, I'll let you go back there and try it again.
Okay.
You gotta figure out, and the main thing to figure out here in this next 30 days or so, how are we gonna make this work for the long haul, not just on the short term?
I know.
And you're on board, that's what needs to happen, right?
Yes, sir.
What's your family situation?
My mother lives in Kentucky. Me and her don't get along.
You got kids
I got a son in Kentucky.
with your mother?
No, he's an adult.
Okay. So let's come back 28 days or so. November 8th?
November 8th works, Your Honor.
November 8th will be next hearing.
And Your Honor, if I may say something on behalf of the state, we addressed this issue previously, but I had forgotten that there was a felony charge pending also. So, and this all happened at the same time, I believe. We could take all of it to the grand jury as a felony, and we don't want to have to do that, but we're going to have a resolution next time around, and I realize that Ms. Hughes' lawyer's not here today, so, but hopefully they'll get to talk before next time. And we would like to not have to pursue a felony charge and be able to dismiss that if she does well in treatment. Hopefully she'll do that.
Okay, next hearing is November the 8th. Expect then pass it on to Roger that we'll need to either have a plea on the pending cases or separate.
Yes, Your Honor.
State of Ohio recalls Sid Mosser, case number CRV 24258, TRC 24486.
He's not here, so. Let's see what the judge wants to do.
There's something in here.
He does have a bond, though. What's he been doing with the council?
I wasn't able to reach them before I got called back in here for Lisa, so, but they didn't send me a report for him today, so I'm assuming he's not going.
Not there.
This is the one, Your Honor, who tested for, I believe, everything.
Okay. I'll let Mr. Sowards know.
About how long ago?
I think this is the first one.
We invite all the same people.
So we'll set bond forfeiture for November 4th.
Okay. Your Honor, for Tuesday, I had left everything on that has a review. For example, Linda Fuller, I've only moved 2 cases because I have a trial, felony trial that day. I do plan to appear at noon by video on the ones for review, so.
All right.
Yeah, if that's fine with the court.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a trial starting that morning, or?
Yes,
They'll
yes.
let you take a break, is it?
Well, they'll go for lunch, and I'll jump on that when we break for lunch.
All right. You won't get thrown in jail.
Hopefully not.
They've changed their ways inside the county.
Yeah, they're used to,
It's soft now. Judge Burton didn't, Burton or Litton.
well, wasn't it Litton that would, you have to bring a $100 bill if you're late?
I don't know, I was always, I think I told that story, I don't know if I told the whole thing, but before, when I would go down there, I was like nervous as a cat, like, am I gonna be late? Did I get the wrong day, the wrong time, whatever? And the judge was always back in his chambers, and it was like the Holy of Holies. You weren't really allowed back there, and you weren't, and it was, and after I had that jury trial where his bailiff got found not guilty,
Yeah.
it was like I was the prodigal son. Kill the fatted calf, please come in, the judge wants to speak with you. Come in, they're bowing, and this whole staff, they were so nice after that. They knew who I was. Before that, I don't think they even knew who I was.
Yeah.
Just one of those lawyers we might throw in jail if he does something.
I didn't practice in front of them, but,
Well, I'm old, so.
I heard about if lawyers were.
And Judge Burton, in some ways, was even scarier than him. I don't, yeah. Especially after that.
Yeah.
Okay, done?
No.
Thank you, Your Honor.